19th of May to the 23rd of May. Another one of the terrible May price action weeks. I'm sure most people that trade like me anyway are finding it the exact same way. Most PA traders are, to be honest, or just technical analysis, or traders are. So yeah, I literally only took two trades, low risk. Um, yeah, one loss, one. It's basically a break even for me. So nothing great really. But the main thing is that we're still here and still have the accounts and all. Whereas a lot of people are just blowing their accounts. So that's your main job when the markets are like this. You want to keep the account the best you can. So lower your risk. Don't enter a lot of days. If it just doesn't look good, just don't enter. You know what I mean? And I probably could have done with not entering some of these. But anyway, let's get into it. Monday, the first day of the week. So we had this just before market open, just a little turtle soup, and from there, just went up, and that was it. It just went up for the whole of the AM basically, all the time I trade anyway. So we went up, took one high, two high, three highs, ended up taking four highs. After we took these three highs, um, I was starting to look for longs to be honest, but Monday, I sometimes I sit out Mondays anyway, so I was a wee bit 50-50 on it. And my continuation periods, I haven't been taking a lot lately actually. I've been taking a lot of reversals. Maybe that's my problem. But one decent trade was here. I had a bit of internal manipulation. You could have covered this, took it to that high or just took it to there, whatever. Decent RR. That's probably the only real one I saw from me today on that Monday. So literally nothing interesting. It just went straight up. So that was all Monday was. So if we go to Tuesday, that is the day I took a loss. So if we come down here, all right. So market opens. We basically accumulate a bit of XLE, a bit of AMD happened here. So accumulation, manipulation, and then our distribution. So this was actually probably the best trade of the day. Just it's very very soon, just after market open, but we had this, inverse this, rebalance to it. Didn't really push up too much higher, kind of wicked. So you could have got in anywhere there and held to flip. I don't really know, to be honest. Just to aim for 30 points, that's what I normally do in situations like this. Yeah, not a crazy good RR, to be honest. But this big candle fire down, so you'd maybe end up getting more points. Depends. Probably the best trade of the day, but all around still not great. Like this one was literally looking to click buy here. Okay, so we had this turtle soup, we had this candle closed bullish compared to this one. It's normally a tell for me that it will go up after the manipulation. It's just lately, because of the way the weeks have been, I didn't enter it because I didn't like it. I wanted to see more confirmation. I wanted to see this get inversed, which it did, but it just ended up going way too high by the time that happened. And I didn't enter, which is good I didn't. I would have hit SL, but literally here, I was waiting for this to close. And as soon as it closed bullish, I was about to click on. So I would have got an unreal entry, to be honest. Would have been right there. Would have targeted damn highs, to be honest. Or even would you scrape 50 points? Yeah, you scrape 50 points. I probably would have targeted 50 points because of stop loss. But yeah, decent trade. Just one of them ones you just got to get right in. But it is a reversal as well, so you know. But yeah, so this is a pretty silly short for me. This is the one I lost on. So after that, we kind of took them. We not really much going on there, to be honest. If we took this out and then started going down, this would have made more sense. So it wasn't a great entry. But we started going down, boom, boom, rebalanced here, continued down, ended up inversing this, and then we pulled back into here and started respecting it in this wick, and that's where I entered. And then literally straight after it started just moving up. And I had my stops originally like up here, but the way I trade, I can tell very fast what way it's gonna go. And when I enter at certain points and stuff, I like to see displacement quick. And if I don't get that, I'll look to just downsize my position. All right, so that is literally one of my things for risk management. That's why I'm able to, you know, my RR ends up being like 1 to 4, 1 to 5, when really in a trade it's not. It's more like that one would be 1 to 1.6 or 1 to 2. That's normally what it is when I'm in a trade. But what it actually ends up being is like 1 to 4, 1 to 5, just because of the way I manage, which is what you should do. You should cut your losses short and try and hold your winners longer. So that was the trade I took. That's what I lost on. To be honest, it was late for me. There wasn't like loads of manipulation for it. It's basically just getting in off this inverse, and the whole idea was that there was a drawdown for this massive 15 down here. So that was literally the only idea of it. I seen this continuing down, inversed, and then that massive 15. So I thought we'd at least get this low. So that was my idea, but we didn't really get anything. Didn't even get this low. So that was Tuesday. A bit scuffed, to be honest. That was just not a great day. Wednesday, you see. So yeah, again, taking reversals on these days probably not a great idea, but I am more of a reversal trader anyway. So yeah, we had this massive push. Didn't exactly take anything. We just had this push. Boom, straight up, rebalanced, straight up again. We'll have this SMT. Now, this is a tell. Okay. This is a tell that I didn't follow. But when an SMT gets ran like this, we're probably just going to continue higher, to be honest. So you can almost just enter off of that. You can almost just say, okay, boom, it just got ran, clicked, aim for that high. I know it's not crazy good RR, but it's in these markets, it's something. I wouldn't even aim for a lot in these markets, to be honest. That's what I'm going to be doing. Going to be aiming for like even just 25 points, whatever I can get at this point until it clears up. So, everyone is experiencing the same thing, so at least that's not too bad. But yeah, so we turtle souped a wee 1 minute high, like way over there. We'll have the view up below, so kind of going back to it. But I was looking for a rebalance here, to be honest. I was expecting it to go higher. I thought it was going to go higher because we moved up like 120 points from the open. We just moved up 120 points. So I was like, right, probably going to continue long, to be honest. But I'm going to trade the rebalance. So that was the whole idea with this trade. So souped here, started pushing down. I entered on this little wick pullback, stops above. So what I saw was, see this candle here? See this wick? I wanted it to close below that to confirm. When it didn't close below, and I pulled back here and it closed right here, I just, boom, clicked exit. I just said, you know what? No, I'm out. I'm done. I wasn't playing about this week as it is, so I'm not leaving trades on. And literally, I did not see this coming, but this happened right after. This. I would have been cooked. I would have been gone. That would have stung. It probably would have slipped and probably would have hurt, to be honest. But I got out in like, I think it ended up being like 7 points of profit, something like that. Yeah, right there, something like that. On like lower risk, so it was really nothing, to be honest. But saved myself from this massive wick that came, and I did not know this was coming. This was random. Pretty sure there's no news for this, but I just wanted to see this close below because it was risky enough as it was. There was really not much showing that this was going to go down, but if this closed below, it would confirm that it will probably go to this gap before going higher. So that was my intention, but didn't happen. So that's literally the only 2 trades I took today. But looking through the week anyway, we then had this mess on Wednesday. Just, what even is this? You know what I mean? It's almost like AMDX, but it didn't even do that. So you have your accumulation. I wanted to see this manipulate. If this manipulated here and then started distributing, would have made sense. But it didn't. It just went. So yeah, just come on. You know how it is. But it's not to blame PA. It's not to blame PA at all, because we can still be winning. Everyone can still be winning. It's just you got to change things. Like, you got to, these continuations, they're playing, you know. For example, that thing there, when the SMT got ran through, got confirmed, okay, we're probably going to go higher. Boom. Click an entry on. I literally just take the 20 points. Take the 20 points and get out, and that's it. Be done. Close your computer. Walk away. That's the way these days are. If you're going on tilt in this market, game over. Say goodbye to all your accounts. If you're going on tilt in these markets, it's not going to end well at all. So, let me look at Thursday. So, Thursday, I actually was looking to get in continuation longs because it just kept doing it. So I was like, right, I'm just gonna take them this time. So I had this at market open. We started accumulating. So I was looking for this to get manipulated. That's what I wanted to see. Or even these. Like, if this candle came down, just worked all this, would have been something. But we got nothing, right? We got nothing at all. So no manipulation, and then it just went up. SMT got ran again. This is what I liked. I really like this. I think this was a tap into a 5 or a 15, and that was why I set it as the TP. Perfect TP, by the way, if you did get in this. But the only thing, if this had just manipulated here and then went up, this would be perfect, to be honest. You'd just be carrying on from the manipulation. Boom. Displaced through the SMT, wicked in, enter off the wick, aim for that 5. That's it, done. But because there's no manipulation here, didn't get in, did not get in. So that was Thursday. Probably one of the best days of the week, even though it wasn't, because we didn't even have the manipulation. But in terms of just, it really wasn't good, was it? Was there anything good? Let me see Friday. I didn't actually trade Friday. I was busy. So let me see. I did mark out some things for it though. So before market open, had this little turtle soup. Didn't really take anything significant anyway. But we pushed off it anyway. So pushed up, took this high, quickly created like a PXL here, and then continued higher. So the only real trade I could see there is just entering off this displacement candle. This has been it the whole week, to be honest. It's these trades that have been working. These trades. Manipulation down here, a push, break of a high, rebound to the high, enter off displacement candle for like, and hold for like 30 points or something, you know. That's what's been working. There is this rebalance, to be fair, back to that PXH, and you could enter off that, I suppose. But like, just look at the state of this. Look, from 9:46 to 9:57. It's like 10 minutes of just barcode. So even if you enter in the middle of this, you're like watching this, you're like not liking it at all. But if you could sit through that, that wouldn't be a bad trade either. So that's the one I see for Friday. But again, just not great at all. Not great at all. So yeah, it was another slow week. This has been literally the slowest month since December for me. December I took like almost no trades, to be honest. I took like 4 trades the whole month. So it's been, that's how slow this has been. Yeah. Missing March PA. That was the best in a while. But yeah, hopefully, maybe the last week clears up and we get something better. So yeah, shorter one today because there's really not a lot to go over. 2 pretty bad trades overall. They weren't even good trades for me, to be honest. I shouldn't even have took them, is the truth. But risk management plus just sitting and waiting for a right setup has kept me from completely destroying things this week. Because this week could have been bad. Really, really bad. If I just took like everything I saw that was like nearly good, yeah, it would be a big negative percentage this week. But yeah, this is the stuff that really tests you as a trader. This is what you should be able to get through. It's not about the days where everything's just playing out perfectly. You your exact setup, you take it, and that's it. They're great days, but these are the days that test you, and these are the days that test your mind, which is 90% of trading is up here. So if you can come out of these days, obviously you're not going to win, but if you can come out of these days with minimal losses like this, like the week 0.04, like it's basically just break even. If you can come out with that, or even like up a little bit, like this week, again, that was a terrible week last week as well. Monday was fine, but after that last Monday, it's just been bad. So if you can just have your risk management in place, reduce your risk, and just sit out a lot of it, and make sure you're only taking one trade a day. Do not try and get in multiple trades over and over again. It's not the time for that. That is not the time for that, right? You shouldn't really even be trading, to be honest. But obviously, we're traders. We want trade, so gotta make it work. But yeah, that's all for me this week.